what do we got here? Is that some of the athletes warming up for the women's 3000, which means, Zach Topping, we're going to say thank you and goodbye. Really appreciate you giving up some of your time for us here today, and we hope to get you back for some of those sprint events later on.
That sounds good.
So we're going to bring in now 1986 Commonwealth Games representative, John Bowden. I'm going to run through this field quickly. Chloe Brown from Auckland City Athletics, Stephanie Walker from Fielding Moa, Mackenzie Morgan from Whanganui Harriers, Bo Ritchie, Hamilton City Hawks, Caitlin Bissett, Wellington Harrier Athletic Club, Brianna Lee from Hastings Athletics, Josephine Perkins of Athletics Whanganui, Bella Brown of Auckland City Athletics, and Emma Ferguson fielding Moa. Keep your eye on the Brown sisters from Auckland City Athletics. They've had a fantastic summer so far. Bella Brown and Chloe Brown. You see number 113 there. That is Chloe Brown in the black shorts with the white top. Sister Bella, 112 on the outside in the blue top. Both representing Auckland City Athletics. Both PBs within 1 second of each other, and possibly the two firm favourites for today's race. Based on my limited research, really pleased to welcome you into the commentary booth, John Bowden, Athletics New Zealand Outer Stadia Coordinator. Well, you know, it is if you've got a long, confusing title, I think it's a prestigious thing in the world of business, so let's go with it in the world of sport. And of course, you know, I'd say, John, one of your claims to fame, for people who don't know you, you were one of the first men in the world to run a sub-minute mile and a sub-2:20 marathon. So, well, you told me you love to talk about your achievements. No, that's not quite true. He's a very modest man, John Bowden, but we are pleased to have you in the booth today, particularly to provide some expert comments during these distance races.
Nervousness with the athletes, for the coaches, for mum and dad. So I know it's a prestigious title to win, and so sometimes there's national selections on it.
Yeah, and is this Lauren Bruce in the hammer cage throwing quickly? Very tough to cover these events because you've got so many things happening at once. But we better see what Lauren does here on her fourth attempt. Oh, fantastic looking release, and again just peppering that 70-metre mark. So we can
another good series of throws.
Yeah, she's doing very well. Get used to that name, Lauren Bruce from Canterbury. So we can throw back to the start of this Junior Women's Athletics New Zealand 3,000 metre championships. It's a small but high quality field. We definitely want to watch out for the Brown twins, the class of the field with PBs of 10.07 and 10.08.
And I think Brianna Lee's one of the favourites to win the title if she's there.
Yeah, Brianna Lee from the Hastings Club. What can you tell us about Brianna?
Not much, although she's a really good racer.
Mm-hmm.
And so, again, I think sometimes it's about winning national titles when it comes to a national race. And so the times can be slow. Look, they're not going particularly fast.
Well, yeah, and it's not just national titles, it's national medals. So for a lot of athletes, you know, they'll be looking at the rankings going into this race, going, oh, okay, my time ranks me 5th. Well, you're in with a shot.
Exactly.
Yep. And some of these girls, I know particularly Bo Ritchie, who's there on the inside from the Hamilton City Hawks Club, just ran a PB over 800 metres, a very impressive time, I believe, of about 2:17. So you don't want to sleep on those speedy athletes either.
No,
so this kind of gentle pace at the start, all good and well, but if you leave it too late, you can have a speedster come through and nip you at the ends.
Yes, we can see that at all levels. I remember watching the Olympic Games, I think it was in Barcelona, way back, where he wasn't the favourite at all, but because it was slow, it enabled all the people to have a chance, all the athletes.
Firmin Cacho from
Yes.
Spain you're talking about? Yes.
Yep, absolutely. And so somebody eventually, I think, in this field will say this is a bit too slow. They're headed at about 80 seconds for the first lap, which isn't particularly fast.
To give you an indication of the pace there, Bella Brown just adjusted her hair bun coming up into the home straight. So I think that tells you a bit of what you need to know about the pace so far in this race, but it's not about time. It's about medals today, the Athletics New Zealand Junior 3,000 metre championships.
And it's becoming very technical as we know through how fast they're running after.
It's the Brown sisters, Chloe and Bella, and then third and fourth, Emma Ferguson and Stephanie Walker, both of the Fielding Mower Club, just across the way in Fielding.
Good club.
Friendly Fielding, voted New Zealand's best town many years in a row, and a fantastic club, the Fielding Mower Harrier Club.
So they all look very relaxed and very cagey, not giving anything away to their opponents. And there's some hands in the air. They're a bit of pushing and shoving. Nobody wants to take the lead. And here we come up to really the 800 done in 2:46, as you can see on your screen. So,
yeah, I mean it's not completely pedestrian though, is it, John? It's
and I think now they're starting to wind up a little bit. So
yeah, you can see some of the athletes getting
probably a little bit
frustrated. Yeah, correct. Exactly. Now, and interesting that the Brown twins have come back to the front, almost blocking the way for anyone else here. So they're controlling the race. The Brown twins, 10:07 and 10:08 respective PBs.
Yeah, that's going to be hard to beat. I mean, funny enough, the stadium record is a fabulous 9:31 by Hannah O'Connor, way back in 2016. So
it's not that far long ago, but yeah,
right. But still a good stadium record. The New Zealand record for those that are listening is 9:03 by Katrina Robinson. And that was set way back in 2013. So
yeah, and Katrina Robinson, she's over in the NCAA system at the moment. And someone may be able to text me and tell me the actual information, but I think she's just recently transferred. So she was with, I believe, Oregon University. I think she might have transferred to Washington. But a fantastic runner, was Australian-based through high school, but declared for New Zealand and ran for us at the World Junior Championships. And you know, speaking of World Junior Championships, that's the type of event that the Brown sisters are going to be looking at in the next year or so.
And look, and still it's bunched, and we're going back and seeing another great throw, I believe, coming up.
Yeah, Lauren Bruce again. Now, one throw is very much like the other with Lauren, peppering that 70-metre mark again. She's going to be a little frustrated because we know what she's capable of. She knows what she's capable of. Yep, you see the tongue going out there. A little bit of exasperation from Lauren Bruce. And we switch back and see very much the same thing here. We've lost one of the fielding athletes off the back of the pack. So we're down to 6 athletes fighting it out for just 3 medals.
Yes, it looks as though perhaps it's coming down as the pace quickens a little bit as we get to the nitty-gritty of the race. I guess it's coming up to the 4th lap, and you know it's going to be hard for 5 and 6 coming now. So
and they are tightly bunched. We're seeing a little bit of bump and grind from the ladies here, just touching up against each other. Athletics generally you think of as a non-contact sport, but there's nothing particularly illegal about touching and moving against another athlete. You can't do anything to impair their own race, anything purposeful. But
yes, there'll be plenty of eyes watching.
Yeah, it's not uncommon to get a little bit of push and shove, although the officials will. Fun, really. The officials will often have a word, and you don't want to cross that line.
No, so the twins are still controlling the race, the pace, and how it's developing. So
and we're essentially down to 5 now with that's Caitlin Bassett from Wellington Harriers, who's just dropped off 10 metres from that lead pack. So the medals will come from these 5 athletes. I wish I knew which of the Fielding Mower athletes it was in the front bunch there.
Yes, I do. And sometimes this is great for spectators because they actually see a race, they see the tactics developing, in a 3,000 metre race, and a lot can happen. It's a bit like chess, and you make your move, and you have to decide when to go. So this is what these young women are doing right now, coming down the back straight, and now the next lap and a half is pretty tough. So they've got plans A and plans B, most of them, from their coaches and from their input.
Yep.
And we'll just see what plan works for them today.
So when they come up through the start-finish line for the next time, will that be 2 laps to go?
2 laps. Yes.
Yep. So the pace isn't too bad. It definitely has picked up, but still very clearly being controlled here by the Brown twins, I should say. Not just sisters, but twins. I'm glad they're wearing different coloured tops. So that's Chloe in the white and Bella in the blue with the ACA uniform. And they're definitely laying down the pace here. Bit of a preset move, I believe, here, John, with 2 laps to go.
And Bo Ritchie's still one of the favourites, so she's hasn't let them go. So she's now making her move.
Yeah, well, she's making her move by hanging on, making her move for a medal, that's for sure. And I believe it's Caitlin Bassett from Hawke's Bay in 4th. Don't count her out. Don't count out the athlete from Fielding Moa either.
Now, it's one of these things I know that we're trying to develop in New Zealand middle distance running is a kick. As you know, at all levels, whether it's under 20, under 16, Olympics. That's why Nick has done so well in all our distance runs. They've got a kick. And it'll be interesting to see what the kick is like. When it comes down with about a lap, that will be the kick from 200, 300 out usually. Be good to see.
Absolutely, and it really does look like these 3 athletes are going to be fighting it out for the medals. So that's Bo Ritchie, Chloe Brown and Bella Brown. Caitlin Bassett back and forth, closely stalked by one of the Fielding Moa athletes. I'm going to take a guess and say it's Stephanie Walker. Completely uneducated guess though.
So here we are.
Now, one of my favourite memories, John, as we come up with 1 lap to go.
Yes, it's this is it. This is the crunch. Here we go.
So it's Chloe Brown, who's broken away from her sister and from Bo Ritchie. So Chloe Brown, 2 metres, Bo Ritchie, 4 metres, and then Bella Brown. These 3 looking very good for the medals at the moment. But impressive running from Chloe Brown of Auckland City Athletics Club.
Yes, once she decided to go, she really wanted to go, and that's an important point for our younger viewers who are watching. When you're going to make a move, be really strong and do it. And that's what she's exactly done, and she's picking up even more so with 150 to go.
Well, don't count out young Bo Ritchie here.
No, she hasn't given up.
Yeah, Bo Ritchie 10 metres back, further 20 metres back to Bella Brown. It's all going to come down to the last 100. Chloe Brown looking strong. Fantastic last lap from the ACA athletes. Chloe Brown, number 131, Auckland City Athletics, is going to take out the Athletics New Zealand Junior 3,000 metre title. Her sister's going to secure the bronze. Great running from the Brown twins. It won't be their best time. They've got great times to their credit. 2 very talented and well-trained athletes with a fantastic future ahead of them, John.
Absolutely, and look, you can't take away your medals. Times can be broken, but you know, when you win your first New Zealand title, you get a medal. You keep that for life.
Absolutely. Very
so
good.
Great race to see.
Very much an entertaining race. A little bit cagey at the start there, but fantastic stuff.
And look, it's beautiful conditions.
Official results. Chloe Brown taking the win in the Athletics New Zealand under 23,000 metres, 10:03.9, with Bo Ritchie in second and her twin sister Bella Brown in third.